In the morning light, I'm chasing dreams, navigating through the office streams. Deadlines looming, emails piling high, wondering if I'm reaching for the sky or just passing by. The world outside, it's a swirling storm, chaos in the streets, a daily norm. But inside my mind, I'm seeking peace, a way to balance, a moment to seize. Careers, chaos, and coaching too. Finding the path, what else can we do? Observing closely, learning as we go. Making decisions, let our wisdom show. Through the storms and the calm, we'll find our way. With every challenge, we'll learn to say, we've got the strength, we've got the grace to face the world and find our place. Upon meetings, voices in my head, strategies and plans, where do they lead instead? I take a breath, step back to see the bigger picture, what's meant to be. Coaching sessions, a guiding light, helping me focus, setting things right. With every word, a new perspective gained. In the game of life, it's not about the pain. Careers, chaos, and coaching too. Finding the path, what else can we do? Observing closely, learning as we go. Making decisions, let our wisdom show. Through the storms and the calm, we'll find our way. With every challenge, we'll learn to say, we've got the strength, we've got the grace to face the world and find our place. Quiet moments, I find my voice. In the chaos, I make my choice to lead with kindness, to act with care, to be the change, to show I'm aware. Careers, chaos, and coaching too. Finding the path, what else can we do? Observing closely, learning as we go. Making decisions, let our wisdom show. Through the storms and the calm, we'll find our way. With every challenge, we'll learn to say, we've got the strength, we've got the grace to face the world and find our place.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Careers, Chaos, and Coaching. I'm here with my amazing co-host, Melissa in Houston. I am Felipe Cofiño, and we are excited to talk about this topic today. But before we dive into the topic, Melissa, how are you doing? How's your couple of weeks been lately?
Listen, I live in a constant state of chaos these days. I am spinning 50 million plates. Not really ready to share all of it with everybody yet, but I'll be honest, Melissa is kind of like doing the turtle thing where she's pulling herself into her shell, kind of resting, working on some stuff. I will be back to like update everybody, but truthfully, it's rebuild from the ground down all the way up, like everything shifting and shaking, and it's kind of the plan. So excited about that. Do have to say I'm frozen. I saw Meryl is talking about this beautiful Indian summer, 72-degree weather. That is not happening in Washington State. It is rainy. It is gloomy. Now, I say gloomy like it's a bad thing, but it's 51 degrees and overcast, and I have my windows open so I can stare at it while we chat.
Wait, hold on. Okay, you're shocked that it's rainy and gloomy in Washington State.
Well, I've been
come
disappointed because it's been so nice, and I work in a motorcycle shop, so you can't tell people like, yeah, no, I really like the rain. But yeah, I forgot the cold comes too, right? I'm cold, so that's my own fault. I asked for it, but now I got it. Oops.
Well, we could do a whole show on, are you cold or are you a hot person, and who controls the thermostat in your house? That could be a very interesting show one day. I don't know why.
I just need a thermal bodysuit at all times. That's all. We're good.
Well, I know that you've been dealing with a lot, and when you said you're in a turtle shell, I actually envisioned you with a turtleneck, pulling it over your face, and you peek your eyes out every once in a while, like, all right, It feels good. I'll stay out for a little bit.
You just aged yourself, but that I thought Robin Hood, like the old school Disney 70s. Do 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 do.
Hey,
That
so
that
don't.
turtle. That turtle.
Oh,
The kid when they were playing archery over by
I
the
get, I
yeah,
get, I
anyway.
get it. I get
Okay.
it.
Let's get started. Let's
All
do
right.
this.
Well, can I share what's going on with me?
I guess so. I guess that would be good.
Oh, thank you for the permission. I
You're welcome.
appreciate that.
Thanks for
Um,
asking. I don't know. Go for it.
well, because I know this is the last show before Halloween. And so for me, anyone who knows me knows that I'm already preparing for Halloween, y'all. I pulled out the decorations. And the fun thing that I wanted to share was I love it when you buy something after a certain holiday because you know they have those sales or discounts because the holiday's over. And then you forget you bought it until the holiday comes around again. I have these two 6 foot figures. One's a wolf and one's a witch. They're new ones, and I forgot I got for like a really good deal. And so I was opening them up, playing around with them. I got some lighting outside the house already. And normally I'd only decorate the day before Halloween, have the Halloween event where 4,000 people come to our street, and then break it down the next day. And that always bothered me because you know with other holidays you get to enjoy decorations like Christmas for months or for weeks. I mean, so I started driving around the neighborhood, and my wife's like, everyone's decorating for Halloween, and it's only like the middle of the month. So I'm like, that's it. The gates are open. I'm decorating for Halloween early. So that's what's going on in my world. I do want to share a little fun graphic that if you all missed it, I posted this yesterday as a promo to our events, and that's a little promo. And well, the funny thing about this promo is that I have like 3 or 4 different versions, and I sent it to Melissa to see what she thought. And her daughter Peyton and her were voting. Um, Peyton and I voted for this one.
I
Mel-
feel like this is unfair. I don't know how you two aligned on this, but I loved the other one. The other one had bubbles, guys. I was always like, oh, I don't want to be like the bad witch. I want to be a good witch. But then, I mean, no spoilers here, but if you watch Wicked, you're like, well, maybe the bubbles don't mean what you think they mean all the time. I don't know. We'll see. But Felipe, why would you have to wait for permission for? See, here's the thing, and maybe you guys can vote on this. I got to know. After Labor Day in my house, we can then plan for the next holiday. For me, it's like when one holiday's over, the next one can start being prepped for. So when I hear like, hey, I wasn't ready for Halloween, I'm like, what do you mean? September 3rd is the deadline. Like, you can't Halloween until the 4th. That's it. That's the rule. But you wait until October and then you said Halloween day. No wonder you've been stressed for years. Have you guys remembered hearing him say, I got to put up all these decorations? There's so many people coming and he's stressed out. I didn't know he did it in a day.
yeah, for 30 years I've been doing it in a day.
Felipe.
Now, listen. I take the day before off, the day of, and the day after. So I did, and people would laugh at me. You're taking days off for Halloween? I go, you don't understand. So, but here's the thing. It was one of the things where it just wasn't a normal thing to decorate for Halloween for like weeks in advance, like you would for other holidays outside. Inside your house, I think it was a free reign. Outside, it just
I
wasn't
want to pull
seen.
the audience. I feel like in Arizona, maybe it's just like weather. I don't know, but we just do it. We just jump in. One holiday's done, boom, put that in the box, pull the next one out. Do you guys wait? Is there like a too early for the holidays? And we're coming, right? We're coming on the season where I can tell you I've gone into retail environments and I'm already seeing 2 or 3 holidays in advance. Like if
Oh,
I blink, we're
absolutely.
going to have Valentine's cards on the shelf by November, right? Like it could happen. But what is too early, guys? How early is
Now,
too early and how late is too late is the question for them while we talk.
and now I'm with you. Once the holiday season starts, it's open the box, close the box, open the next box, and continue, and don't stop until the season's over. I'm specifically asking about Halloween. Let me know in the comments wherever you are. Obviously, if you don't celebrate Halloween in your country, this is not really a great conversation for you. But if you do celebrate Halloween or you see Halloween, are people decorating today? Do you already see decorations today in neighborhoods, in people's yards? Let me know in the comments if you're seeing that. I'd love to hear it. Um, and I do want to say hello to some people who've joined us because it's great to see people here already. Meryl, thank you for joining us. It's always great to see you here. I know he said 72 degrees and it upset Melissa, but Melissa, you can always move.
Not too upset. Not too upset. I'm just saying, like, well, that's not my weather today. Like, I'm glad he's got it. That's cool.
And Steve says, happy Thanksgiving. He celebrated Thanksgiving, I think it was earlier this week. I think I want to say it was Monday. I could be wrong. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But that is the kickoff for Canada for the holiday season, I feel like. And it's great to see David Pushkin from London, as always. And Nicole, it's great to see you. We have a viewer from Brazil. I'm not sure who it is because it says LinkedIn user. But let us know your name. It's great to see you here. And Nick, I'm glad you're having a gorgeous weekend in New York. Sean, it's great to see you as always. Sean gave us a great compliment. I really appreciate you, Sean. And then Meryl says, a vision of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came to mind.
Oh my gosh. Okay. No, he just activated the inner nerd in me. I will absolutely stop people at the front door of my store and say, wait, which Ninja Turtle are you? And they will pause. And some of them are like, what? And then I realize, okay, they're probably younger than my son. Okay, cool. Let me say it slower. Which Ninja Turtle are you? And they're like, I don't know. And I was like, okay, that's fine. We got to do a lesson. And then I teach them. Others will come out and just say a color. Others will come out and name them. So Felipe, I have to know, if we can only pick from Ninja Turtle characters, which are you and which would you pick for me? And then I'll do the reverse real quick. Also, we should probably do an intro soon.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely Michelangelo, Mikey. I think you're definitely a Donatello for some reason. I don't know why, but understand something. I am going to show my age here a little bit. Ninja Turtles came out just as I was aging out of that time period. So I remember them. I remember seeing them. I know who they are, but I resonated with the names so much because they're names of famous artists. And I thought that was amazing and very cool that they did that. They kind of brought history to the younger generation. And I love when they do that because it kind of connects different generations. But wait, no, Donatello was the goofy. Who was the tough one?
Okay, so Raph was the angry one.
Yes, you're Raph.
Okay. I actually think you were closer when you said Donatello because truthfully, even with my baton twirling, like at work, I take these long sticks and I swirl them around like it's my, yeah. But I really love the nerd in the purple guy, guys. If you're not following along, the purple Ninja Turtle is Donatello, and he's kind of the nerdy, calm, really reflective, kind of off in his own space place. But he's kind of like this a leader, right? Like he doesn't get a choice. He's the old kid.
I feel like your business side is more Donatello,
but I'm also Mikey. I think I'm Mikey when I'm not Donatello. So I thought it was funny that you were like him. And guys, that's the orange one who loves pizza and kind of parties a little bit. He's the chaos portion of the show.
Yeah, but in our relationship, I feel like you're definitely the Rafi of the two. In our relationship, unique relationship.
I think honestly,
in the brother and sister,
I'm not going to argue it between us, but you know what I love about them is that they are so unique in their own presence, their being, and they kind of reflect. It's almost like the original Inside Out characters for me, where they each represented this huge trait of either being kind of like an internal being, not really flamboyant and out there like some of your brothers, and so you're quiet, reflective in the lab doing your own thing, but still a pillar of strength. And everybody has their own thing. But anyway, we should get back to it. I could do a whole show on the Ninja Turtles.
We gotta move on, and I'm glad that triggered you because that was a fun conversation. But Damien is a LinkedIn user, so thank you, Damien. Americo, thank you for joining us. And I always love when Meryl shouts out Melissa Cohen. She's a great person. She's another part of the Good Witch Club that you all have. And
she's got a great name.
She does. And then, of course, poor Nick didn't have trick or treat in Trinidad. Sorry, Nick. And Brenda Miller is here. Great to see Brenda and Steven and Jackie. And all right, so that's everyone here. So listen, let's dive into our introductions and then dive into the topic. So Miss Houston, would you mind kicking us off with your introduction? Over to you.
Okay, thank you. Listen, I'm the witch in the photo, but I'm also the cultivator of dreams, motivator of human capital. And what that means is I help people like you figure out what they want to be when they grow up, get a plan of action. Sometimes that's businesses who want to strengthen a pillar within their, brand that's already existing. Some are building from the ground up. Some need to change jobs or just fix something wrong in their life. I like to do all of that with people. So go check out the website, documentthenap.com. I do have a waiting list started for people who are waiting for coaching space. It is closed currently, but I will open it up soon. Like I said, I'm doing the turtle thing. But follow me on YouTube. Please go check it out. I'm streaming there live right now. The Careers, Chaos, and Coaching is finally live and connected. Thank you, Felipe, for sending that. I worked it out. But go follow you. Check out my past episodes of Coffee Chats. Go check out the CCC channel playlist that I created. And then also go follow Felipe. I know he's going to ask you to do it, but I want to tell you first. So go follow his YouTube channel too. Back to you, Felipe.
You're so sweet. Well, thank you, Melissa. And I have something to share with you about YouTube and having a playlist there. But before I do that, let me introduce myself because I tend to forget to do that. For those of you who have not had the pleasure of meeting, my name is Felipe Cofiño. I'm an HR executive, a passionate career coach, a LinkedIn top voice, and most recently, a international best-selling children's book author of Miranda and Max. If you hadn't had a chance to get a copy for yourself, for your child, or your friends' kids, go ahead and check it out. It's on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. The Spanish version of Miranda and Max is dropping, and I'm already working on Brady and Lucky, the one-eyed cat. So more to come. But if you are looking for what I do professionally, HR services, recruitment, career coaching, helping out, improving your workplace, check out Cofiño Consulting. I'm the founder of Cofiño Consulting. It's been around for 4 years, and it's been allowing me to do what I do best for especially the small entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, or even the small to medium-sized companies that just need that outside insight, that skill set maybe I have, or don't have an HR department and need that consulting. But as Melissa said, I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel because we all know that things could change like that in one day. And LinkedIn could go away, Facebook could go away, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. So it's always good to not put all your eggs in one basket. So in addition to having all our shows live on LinkedIn, we have them on YouTube, as Melissa mentioned. So I'd love for you to follow me there and subscribe because I do also have my other shows on there. Now, a cool thing that I discovered that I wanted to share before we dive into the topic is, did you know this, Houston, that because we have continued the tradition of doing audio only, that we are technically a podcast? Now, I know that we say that, but we don't always call ourselves a podcast. But guess who does call us a podcast? YouTube. If you go to my YouTube channel, all our shows were automatically put into the podcast playlist along with my other audio only of Workplace Wellness Hour, and they are all listed as podcasts because we don't show any video.
Can I just say, I know I got a lot of slack from my friends about not wanting to do live video during our audio transition to live feed. I will also say this girl's had a Spotify podcast for a while, separate from everything, separate from LinkedIn even. But it is super cool to have it on YouTube. And it's ours, right? And it's your other shows. I got to tell you guys, I'm a big fan of his show with Sumana and Ashley. You guys got to go check it out, really. But it is really cool to be building on different platforms. We got to get it over to Spotify now. That's the next step.
I definitely agree. All right. So with that being said, let's dive into the topic here and let's talk about what we all came here to talk about. Let's talk about really just about how to take chaos to calm and prepare yourself mentally, physically for work, community, before the holiday seasons. Let's not be reactive, let's be proactive. Now, Melissa, I know you had some questions you wanted to ask the audience before we dived into the Felipe's 5 and your wonderful insight. So do you want to share some of those questions you wanted to prompt them with?
Yeah, so guys, I want to know a couple of things. First, how early do you start feeling pressure, right? Not just like, oh, the holidays are coming and we acknowledge it because it's crispy in the air.
I'm there already.
Pressure, right? And so the question answers are before Halloween, which is where Felipe is, Thanksgiving week, when Mariah Carey starts singing, or never. I'm the calm one. Let us know in the comments. Also, how do you deal with like the word holiday? If somebody says holiday, what's your first reaction? And I love this question a little bit because depending on where you are in the country or the world, it might mean different things. To go on holiday in Europe means vacation, right? The word holiday also means the date in multiple places. And so what does it mean when you hear it? Is it like something you're excited to do? You're going on vacation? Are you going home to visit people? Are they coming to travel to see you? Do you travel at all during the holidays? And is that why you feel pressure? Because genuinely, the airport during the holidays is crazy difficult sometimes. And then I think the last thing I want to kind of just have you guys thinking about, and we'll have some more questions throughout, but what emotion tends to show up most for you during the holidays? Is it kind of that warm, fuzzy Hallmark feeling that they're talking about? The warm cookie smell in the oven at all times. You're just always giving them out. And it's just this, you are Christmas. Is it guilt because you didn't get more this year? The kids aren't having the Christmas they're hoping for. Are you overwhelmed? Are you like nostalgic? What is that thing, right? Because I think honestly, I go through all of them, Felipe, and I would love to know what your like first emotion is while we dive into this. But what is that thing that when I say holidays first comes up for you emotion wise?
Well, if you're talking about emotion, I definitely think Christmas, because for me, that is a holiday that has a lot of meaning for my family. We all come together, we kind of put aside our differences and our issues, and it is something that my father, it was his favorite holiday. And my father passed away 26 years ago, but he lit up for being a more serious kind of guy who had a silly fun side to himself. The holidays brought out that side of him. And so for me, there's a lot of different ties to it. But I've always been a holiday nut. For me, especially around Christmas, it's a chance to really just bring a little bit of positivity, especially with the winter blues sometimes already there. Let's bring out some lights. Let's bring out some joy. Let's be a little bit kinder. Let's be a little bit nicer, a little bit more thoughtful, and let's have some fun. So for me, that is a great holiday. And also,
I
I'd be lying if I didn't say that my faith is a big part of that as well.
I gotta say, Christmas is emotionally everything for me. When I was a kid, it was all the fun. It was all the cousins showed up. We were around all of the family, and I'm a huge family, and I know you too, right? So when you get everybody in the same room all at once, it is a gift in and of itself. And that was cool. But when I think about holidays and I get nostalgic, I think about red and green construction paper chains. I think like popcorn on a string. I think handmade crafts with the kids. Silly dresses that match that, your mom made you wear with your sister or something. Those are the things that
I
I think
told you
about
not to
when,
talk about that. Come on, man.
hey, listen, don't make me get AI out here and dress us up for Christmas because I
Oh
will.
God, don't you dare do that.
But genuinely, I just think for me, when I think about Christmas now, I reflect on all my elders are pretty much gone, right? So I am Christmas for my kids. I am the anchor. I am grandma. And so holding on to that sentimentality and having the things that they always had, making sure the gravy is made from scratch, getting all the family invited, even if they can't show up, everybody gets the call, that sort of thing for me. But it's also very hard when you're at the top of the tree kind of thing. You're the star of the show this year, and there is nobody to reach up to. Um, I think I miss it a little more than I mean to. I want to, then I'd like to feel, I guess, it gets heavy, but I also am so grateful that I miss it. And so I think gratitude is mixed into that sentimentality because it's a tradition. I want to keep going and have my family feel the same when I'm gone.
Absolutely, I love that.
So it's a heavy question, guys, but do you agree? How are you feeling? I know there's a little bit of a delay, but I would love to see what the
Well,
comments are
and I know,
up to.
and I love that Brenda said that she's a December 21 procrastinator here. I gotta say, when it comes to preparing as far as decorating for the holidays for Christmas, I am not a procrastinator. I've tried to create a tradition in my family that I've had an epic fail with it. It was the day after Thanksgiving when the kids were young. They did whatever we said. Like, all right, let's decorate for Christmas the day after Thanksgiving. Everyone got excited. I thought it was gonna be a tradition in the family, and that, but now they're like, yeah, no, we're tired, or we want to go shopping, or we just want to watch football. I'm like, fine, all right, okay, fine, I get it. But what I used to procrastinate, and then I'm better about it now, but for 30 years, I was the one that would go out December 21st and start shopping for presents. So Brenda, I get that, but for me, it was like a challenge. Like, all right, let's see if I can get everyone's present in one day. And then if I didn't do it, okay, let's see if I can do it in 2 days. And then if it was not 3 days, and on the fourth day, I'm like, oh crap, I'm in trouble. So I love that. But listen, let's get into the
Can I just make an observation?
yes, go ahead. I can already feel the wonderful compliment with love coming. Go ahead.
I mean, listen, you may be some alphabet letters all jumbled up, 4 of them in a row, ADHD, but you always do the short deadlines. You are a power worker. You love to come in Sunday at 6 p.m. for the Monday 8 a.m. deadline. And so I can see where that works for you. I have to tell you, I do the same thing, but only with the wrapping. I will sit down after
Oh
they go
yeah.
to
Oh,
bed.
rapping. I'm still there. Yeah. Everything else,
So, guys, when do
I've
you start
changed.
rapping? Do you outsource it? Is there one anchor person who does it? Do you like do a couple every night? Do you do it immediately when you buy them? I would love to know that too. I feel like we jumped right into Christmas, and I don't want to do that to you
No,
guys if
and
you want a
we'll go
different
back.
holiday. But
But that's a good question. Let us know if you are a last minute rapper or if you're an early rapper, and also if you outsource rapping, please let me know because I would love to talk to you. So, um, and Jay and Mary and Charito, thank you for joining us here. It's great to see you there. All right, so the last thing I'll say, and before I get into the Felipe's Five real quick, is that look, for a lot of people, the holidays that you used to love can change like that. The moment you lose a loved one, we've all been there probably at some point. Um, that first year sucks. That first year is just brutal. Um, and over time, it does get better because you start remembering the positive memories. But for so many people, and for those of you out there, please know that our hearts go out to you if you're dealing with that first year or two or even three, and it's still just very hard for you, especially if that loved one loved that holiday. So my thing is, if they love that holiday, keep that memory alive for them when you're ready. When you're ready. Like I said, my father loving that holiday drives me, but boy, those first holidays were hard as crap. So I get it, but let's try to remember that we're celebrating them when we celebrate what they celebrated too. Go ahead, Melissa.
I love that because, guys, when I lost my mom, it was hard. It's still hard. Even like watching Home Alone, it's such a simple movie that I've grown up with. But when mom's not there and he's expecting her Christmas morning, I'm like, I get it, bro. But then she shows up and it's cute. But remember that there is no time frame, right? There really isn't. You can miss them a lot. It does get easier, but something that I do on my days where I miss them the most is I treat them the way they would want to treat me if they were there. Like my birthday, if I miss my mom, I just go, what would she want to do for her daughter today? And I do the thing I know my mom would have done for me. And so maybe that could be a tip for you too. If you miss them, what would they do if you were down? Get you a hot a fudge sundae or something, like whatever it is, grandma or that person, your dad, if he used to sneak you a cookie behind mom's back, like sneak a cookie, do something special in their honor and take the moment just to like spend with them while you take that cookie or ice cream or whatever it is. And it has helped me tremendously. So thank you for that moment.
All right, all right. Well, let's dive into this real quick, and then we're going to invite you all up. So we're going to go through this fairly quickly because we kind of touched on a lot of these things already, but I just wanted to highlight them for you all because I think it's important to remember. Excuse me. All right, so let's talk about Felipe's five strategies and tools for eliminating holiday chaos before it begins. Okay. All right. So first and foremost, let's plan with purpose, and what I mean by that is focus on what truly matters and release the rest. If it doesn't matter, let it go. If you're spending time stressed about something, worried and angry about something that you can't control, let it go and plan with purpose on things that matter. I can't stress enough because if you focus on what truly matters and brings you purpose or aligns with your purpose, then you're going to be in a much better place. But if you keep on going down the road of focusing on what does not align with that, it's just going to bring negativity into your world. All right. Number two is protect your energy. Okay. Now, the energy word is not a word I usually use, but I understand it. What I mean by that is schedule rest like it's a actual appointment. Okay. You can't give somebody your help if you're running on empty. So you've got to make your energy a priority. And that means whether it's a good night's rest, or guess what? If you didn't get a good night's rest or you're having a tough time, take that 5 minute power nap if you need to, or whatever brings you energy. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes I will take a 5 hour energy drink because I need to get through the day and I didn't have a good night's rest. if you're doing that on a regular basis, that's not protecting your energy, okay? I know we all use caffeine a lot and coffee and energy drinks, but that is not protecting your energy. That is hurting your energy. Rest is your friend, all right? And when you're thinking about the holidays, that's a huge thing because you exert a lot of energy socializing, purchasing, wrapping, preparing, all these things. So if you don't protect your energy, you're not going to be able to be present and be there. Melissa's not going to be the leader of the holidays if she doesn't have her energy protected. I'm not going to be able to be there for these kids on Halloween when they come in and make it a positive experience if I'm just depleted and not there. So I can't stress enough about that. But one that I think is just as important, if not more important, is your boundaries. Here, I'm going to say 3 things about this, and that's it. Establish them. First of all, establish your boundaries, write them down. And then guess what? Let the people who cross them know about them. And those that maybe don't cross them but are close to you. But if you don't tell them you have a boundary, how do they know that they crossed it? They don't know what they don't know. So you've got to communicate it. And then the last and most important part, it's up to you to maintain it. Do not blame other people for not keeping your boundaries when you cross it yourself. We are the biggest violators of our own boundaries. When you set a boundary, don't say, oh, okay, I'll do it. The moment you say okay, they asked, you said yes. You could have said no. So maintaining your boundaries says no or no, not right now. So establish them, communicate them, and then maintain them. All right. Well, the fourth one, this is one that I think is important because I don't want to dive into this too deeply, y'all, but look, what I mean by connect before you correct is strengthen the relationships you already have and the communities too. And we always talk about being empathetic and listening, but here's the message I wanted to send. So many of us are very quick to cut people out of our lives because they have wronged us, because they are maybe just unhealthy and toxic, or maybe they're dealing with something that's so bad in their life that they are just too negative for you to be able to deal with because they're taking that negativity out on you. But what I want you to remember is how valuable was that connection with you before? Before all that chaos happened, how valuable was that connection? Because family does mean something. And I say that because I've had family members that have gone through some horrible crap and treated us like crap. But here was the caveat I always told them. Get your act together and be respectful, and I'll be there for you again. But I can't be there for you when you're like this. So when I say connect before you correct, try to reconnect with those old relationships that meant and brought value to your life, that maybe you stepped away because it wasn't the right time in that season for you, and try to reconnect with them before you correct and cut them out completely and move on to somebody else. So I hope that made sense. I really wanted to, especially not during the holidays, it's a chance to forgive. It's a chance to be able, and we need a little more forgiveness in this world, y'all. We're very quick to judge and accuse. We need to forgive a little bit because guess what? None of us are free from making mistakes. God knows I'm not. So I'll get off my soapbox on that. And on a positive note, celebrate your way. Dude, if you want to celebrate by dancing, if you want to celebrate by singing, if you want to celebrate by eating cake, if you want to celebrate by going out for drinks, celebrate your way. But don't forget to do it. You know, let go of those that don't want you to celebrate. It's okay. Now, don't rub it in other people's faces when you celebrate. Don't be nasty and just egotistical, but celebrate in a way that allows you to be excited. If you did something and nobody's really celebrating it for you, go ahead and celebrate it yourself or invite them to celebrate with you. Let them know that it meant that much to you that you wanted to celebrate. And then during the holidays, it's a great way. If you love to decorate, decorate. If you're that person who loves to get the big candy bars at Halloween, give the big candy bars if you can afford it. If you're the one that wants to do tofu turkey on Thanksgiving because you're a vegetarian and most of your family is, great. Just give something for the meat eaters too. But do it your way. If the gifts are, hey, one gift a person, or if you want to do a gift exchange in the family, or if you want to buy for every person in your family, celebrate your way. Just don't judge the others because it adds to the stress. So here's the recap of the 5. Plan with purpose, protect your energy, establish your boundaries, connect before you correct, and celebrate your way. All right. That went a little bit longer than I thought, Houston, but I want to hand it over to you. And I'm going to put the link in the chat for you all to join us up on stage for the last 25 minutes of the show, or the last 20 minutes of the show, because I want to give Houston a chance to share her wonderful insight. But Houston, what are your thoughts, and what would you like to share? Because I know you shared a lot already, but I want you to give you a chance to share your wonderful insight.
Well, I mean, I like your list. I'm sitting here going, yes, yes. Some of the things I've encountered watching holidays in a big family, some of those things that I just want to warn against to kind of follow up to your list is you not just setting your boundaries, but respect others, right? We joke a lot, Felipe and I, we can elbow each other, but if I tell him, hey, Felipe, I mean it. No, I can't right now. I'm busy. If he says, hey, Houston, I appreciate you, but I got to go. We set our boundary. We respect it. And I like the concept of doing that, especially in the holidays, because I've had that guilty mom going, what do you mean you're not coming home? What do you mean you're not going to pick up your cousin on the way and run them to the 5 different stores they need to go to finish their Christmas shopping before you come to grandma's house? Say no if you mean no. If you don't want to do it, don't ruin their holiday experience. Say, I will not make that enjoyable for you. And let's respect the boundaries if they say, hey, I'm not interested this year. Maybe ask them for something else. If you really want to see, if I want to see Felipe and he's like, hey, I can't make it to Christmas this year, I'm going to say, great, can we do coffee? Like, I'll miss you, but is there another time where we can get together? It might not be no to me. It might be no to the big grand holiday gesture. It might be no to my Uncle Bob, who doesn't align with me politically and wants to poke at me in public. It could be a million reasons, financial or otherwise, doesn't want to bring gifts because they can't afford it, can't own it. You don't have to know their why. Just respect it. And if you still want to see them, try to work around it. That would be one thing. Another thing I would love to just bring up is I know financially people are struggling. I've read some data that said 1 in 7 people are using like pay as you go groceries where you can, credit now, pay later, broken up over time. And I mean, people have been using credit cards, but this is separate. This is on top of credit card usage. And so I just wanted to remind people, it's okay not to go overboard. It's okay to go simple. One year we didn't have a lot. So I got some dollar store white wrapping paper and I got some twine from the same store. And I made Harry Potter looking gifts. And we put little cute owls in the tree and it was a few dollars. And it just was a themed Christmas. And the kids didn't know it was because we were on a budget. They were just so grateful to see the little, tags that I did out of cardboard, which were made out of the rolls of the paper itself. So just get creative, guys. One of the things that we fell in love with as a family was the 4 things I'm going to read to you. Something you want, something you need, something you'll wear, and something you'll read. And I love this list for kids because if you sit down with intention and just say, hey, guys, I want you to put a couple of things under each of these topics, something you really want, and have it be a bunch of different things. You can pick a list, something you need, right? I know. And I thought about your book, but truthfully, how cool would it be to have that be something that Felipe did for his family who wasn't close, right? Maybe send something warm, like a little blanket they could throw over their lap, their book, something they would want, like a hot cocoa. Maybe they want a bookmark. Who knows? But it doesn't have to break the bank. If somebody gives me a lap blanket, a book, a candle, a coffee mug, an anything, right? A snack. I don't care. I'm ready. That's beautiful. I'm thought of, and you're going to create multiple moments if it's something that's reusable. And so get creative, sit down and do cardboard cutouts with the kids, going back to that 1980s, maybe earlier for those who are a little older than me, childhood Christmas, right? Like it doesn't take a lot. I remember doing puzzles, listening to the Harry Potter books on YouTube. We just put it on YouTube with a fireplace going and they were reading Harry Potter and we were just sitting together. It was Christmas there. And so it was Christmas at home and it all worked. I think that's my share today, guys, is just get creative. Make sure you set your boundaries and have some fun within your limits, whatever that looks like. How would you do it, Felipe? What is something free or very inexpensive that you like to do with your family that maybe isn't one of those things that everybody's, running to do, but really means something special? Is there a moment where you do puzzles together or crafting together or food or any of it?
All right, so I'm not a big crafter. And by the way, I put the link in the chat, you all, so feel free to join us on stage. I'll put it in there one more time real quick, just so it's at the most recent part of the chat. And we'd love to hear what you're doing. And Mary Kay, I just want to shout out to you. You said you lost your dad in April, and I'm so sorry about that. And it is tough. And it's just, it's again, the first year is really tough. Just know that you have a community here that at least understands and supports you. So always be free to join us here and know that we can at least be a listening ear for you. But with your point earlier, you made about respecting boundaries, and I want to remind people, when someone takes the time to communicate the boundaries, saying, "Hey, I need space," or "Hey, I need to get out of the house and do something," make sure we're listening. Um, Respecting the boundary is a big thing, especially if someone's told you, "Hey, this is my boundary," because that goes from now you're no longer not. It's not that you're. I want you to respect it. You're disrespecting me now. You've crossed that line, and so think about the things that sometimes people aren't verbalizing. If you know that someone, when they're dealing with stress, needs space, give them the space. If you know that when someone's in stress, they need to go out and get their mind and be distracted, distract them. Go over their house and play checkers. Get online with them and talk to them on virtually, or take them out to a restaurant or bar. But figure out what they need, and don't assume, listen to them. Okay? If they're someone who doesn't cook for themselves and is not good about eating when they're stressed, Uber eats them a meal. If you don't have a lot of money, Uber eats some McDonald's. If you have money, Uber eats them something healthy and great, you know? But it's the thought. So I think it's important. For me, to your point in your question, Melissa, something that is inexpensive that I have shared before as a tradition. I used to keep it as a secret, but we've been doing it now for 29 years. So I think I've established that I created this tradition fairly strongly, is, and I'm not a craft person, you all. Let me just say that first and foremost. Crafts and me were never friends. Unlike Melissa, I hate glitter. Glitter, glue, all that crap on your hands. It's hard to wash, and it stays around your house for like weeks. I mean, I'm finding glitter. People, I go to work, and people are like, "You have
Stop
glitter
trying to
on your
get rid of
face."
it. Stop
No,
trying to
it's
get
on
rid
my.
of it.
I'm a guy
It's
who
your best
walking
friend.
around.
It sticks with you like nothing else will.
When I have a professional meeting with the board of directors and they say you have glitter on your face, it's not always the best
Tell
look.
them
I'm
you're a
sorry.
vampire. Tell them you're.
Yeah,
Just
it
kidding.
used to work when my kids were young. But anyways, here's what I do that's free for you all. If you want to take on this tradition, feel free to take it on. Feel free to give me credit for it though if you want. Is this for those of you who celebrate Christmas, and for those of you who actually buy or get a Christmas tree. For those of you who get Christmas trees, you know that when you go get a Christmas tree, they usually saw off about an inch of the trunk so that the tree can drink water, because the wood has already dried up a little bit and it's not able to drink water. So they need to cut it fresh so it's able to drink water. Well, that little piece that they cut off, that's about an inch thick, every year I take it from the year that we got married. I'm sorry, from the year that we had our first child to last year. Every year we take that and we decorate it for that year as an ornament, and we hang it on the tree. And so every year, someone in the family takes turns decorating it, and it's okay. It's your turn. It's your turn. It's your turn. Last year, we had my mom decorate it since she lives with us. So it's a tradition. It's fun. The family gets involved and shares their ideas, like, "Oh, we should do it this year or do that this year." Um, and so everyone kind of has fun coming up with it. We see and we look forward to who created the newest one and what it looks like. And now we actually have a fake tree in addition to our real tree, which is kind of ironic because the fake tree holds all the wooden ornaments that are real because there's so many of them.
I love that. Also, hi, Melissa. We see Melissa's here.
Oh, Melissa, thank you for joining us, and thank you to Merrill for pinging you. He is so great about doing that. And I gotta say, so since Melissa just joined us, I want to share this with Melissa real quick. This graphic. And so I did that for Halloween, Melissa, but I also want to share that I'm going to send you a, a picture because I decided to do one of you and me when we met for coffee. And I know you consider yourself the good witch of LinkedIn. So I created one of you and I turning in. Had you turn into a good witch. Um, and I said, give me like a shield or something, like, because I don't know why. And it gave me too much armor. So I didn't want armor. I just wanted a shield. But it aged me and it de-aged you. So you looked younger and refreshed as a good
I
witch,
want to see you
and
old.
I looked like an older, like the wrinkles came out more. I got more gray. I mean, it wasn't like I aged like 35 years, but it aged me, and her skin got lighter and clean and just brighter.
Oh,
I'm like, what
Melissa,
the?
thank you. Thank you just for being such a good witch that the karma made him age when he got put in AI against you.
It totally did. It was like, oh, I got the bad witch vibes, and she got the good witch vibes. So, but listen, let's get back to this topic. 'Cause I do think, like, again, the holidays are something that a lot of people stress out about. I will be posting about the holidays, about Halloween, you all, because I know I keep on saying I have 4,000 people come to my street every year to explain. There's 2,500 children and roughly 1,500 adults that come to our house because our entire street from top to bottom gets closed off. Every house on the street decorates more for Halloween than they do for the other holidays. Where we have speakers in the sewers. The kids have a sewer party. Not so much anymore. They used to do it. My kids remember it very well. And they would put the speakers in the sewers. We have lights in the on the wires up. One house has a witch that flies off the roof. I had the scary wolf house that has all the fog machines and the strobe lights and the cobwebs. You have to go through the maze. Other people have the Charlie Brown house. Somebody has a Harry Potter house. Another person has the fortune teller house. So the house next door, they were new neighbors, and we kind of warned them. We always warn new neighbors, and we told them, like, just like, oh, we'll get into it. And the first year is usually very tame for people. They came out of the thing swinging. They built a 35-foot tall dragon that looks like it's made out of paper mache, but it's not. And they have to walk into the dragon's mouth. That's how big it is, and go through the dragon to get to the candy. So they went all out. So it's just fun. Um, when my kids were younger, one of our neighbors used to walk around with a chainsaw without the chain, but had it running. That got people a little bit too scared sometimes, but it was fun. So let me know what you all do that's maybe unique for the holiday in your country, in your state, in your hometown. What holiday is a big one in your area, and what is unique? Do you all do a parade? Is there one house that does something crazy? What's something that's different? What about you, Houston? Anything different that happens in Washington State?
I mean, there's a lot of apple cider in this state, I gotta tell you. I've never seen so many apple cider stands, but no, I think what's unique for us as a whole is just we love family costumes. One time we dressed up as the Family Guy family, and the kiddos
I love that.
the kiddos have all been pretty, different in ages. And so my baby is now 17, but she was the only one trick or treating with us that year. Everybody went off to do their own thing. And so we made her the mom, and I was the daughter, and dad was the son. And so she got double candy because she was walking around with a little stuffed animal Stewie. Like, I printed Stewie's picture off and we just pinned it to a bear, put it into a baby carrier. So all you saw was Stewie's head sticking out. And she looked like Lois, and she kept walking around just going, "Have you seen PETA?" And it was so great. We walk up to a college house, and I mean, it has the pillars, the Greek thing, the whole thing. Doors open, blasting music. And I turn around. I was like, listen, if you're ever going to do this, this is the house. This is it. This is the house you dressed up for. I swear, if you go in, put the hand on the hip and do a big deal about where's Peter and like tell him, you're going to win. You're just going to win the day. And she hit every note. And the guy took his bucket and just dumped it into the bags and said, "We're done giving it out. You win." And I said, I knew we were going to do that, but he brought everybody out of the house. Kid had a blast, got to go home early, got double candy. I think that was my favorite, but we like to do unique, crazy, fun stuff like that, where it's, different, like something
I
we
think that's
DIY.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
What's your favorite costume you've ever DIY'd, guys? I want to know in the comments, but also with Felipe.
all right, and I just sent both you and Melissa Cohen the graphic of us
Oh, I'm
changing.
gonna go
So,
look.
but while you look at that, one thing that I love is I love when the kids go from, well, I love it when they're enjoying all the holidays, and then they go through a period where they're maybe not as into the holidays because they're getting in that in between adult age, and then they come back to loving the holidays. My son has come back, and he's like, "Here's Poppy. Here's I want to help with Halloween this year." I'm like, "Okay," like, but I want to up some things and I want to get buy some things. I'm like, "Oh, you want to take it over, don't you?" One day, he's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Okay," and so he's all in now. And then my daughter's fiance, he's like, "Oh, I'm off that day. I will be there. I'll be there that night." And I'm like, "Okay." So now I got like a team, which is awesome. All right, I'm gonna stop now because Melissa
Okay,
can't stop
I have to,
chuckling.
Melissa, I'm talking to you. First of all, I love your name, and I said it earlier. But I'm looking at this video of you two together, and you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing Regis Philbin. You
I'm
look like
telling you,
Regis.
it ages me. And didn't she get younger?
Melissa, you look a little bit like Kathy at the end. I mean, genuinely, like, doesn't he look like Regis in this? This is crazy.
Uh,
But
okay,
she said
you're dating
ChatGPT's check
yourself.
is in the mail. Well, whatever. I'm old. You're older than me. Do that math. So, no, guys, this has been so much fun. I know the holidays are heavy. They can be, but have fun with it. There's ways to make it cool. I got to say, I am one of those retail people who have already done the holiday. The stuff's up. I got ghosts hanging. I have this creepy skeleton thing that hangs off the like security camera. And a lot of people see it when they walk in. Others don't. They only notice it when they're leaving and it like tickles their head and they jump. And it's so great because it's right in front of them when they walk in the store. Um, but I don't think there's a bad time to enjoy life. I think we took our Christmas tree down after Mother's Day this year. And I finally put my foot down. I was like, no, seriously, I mean it. Let's take it down. Um, but do what makes you feel good. I know people who do holiday trees. I know people who, like me, might put on headbands that jingle or look like antlers or make me look like Santa Claus. And people are disarmed by that because nobody has fun to that degree, really. And I think if you can be funky, and even if it's just holiday socks tucked into your business suit that you only see when, you sit down and they rise up a little bit, you're allowed. Do the thing. Just find a way to make it fun, right, Felipe? Because it is a lot of work. The holidays, everybody goes on vacation at work. Can we talk about that for 2 seconds? We all know what that looks like. We're all fighting for PTO. We all know who wants what days, and we know they're like 4 days at a time, the same 4 days everybody wants. So how do you deal with that as a leader at work? Is there first come, first serve? Is it by seniority? What is your policy for giving PTO at work? How do you make it fair? Do you take time off or do you let your team do it?
I'm sorry, I was
You weren't
typing to Melissa.
listening.
No, I just sent her a message because she asked a question about where is it. What was your question?
I said, how do you handle work PTO? Everybody wants the same time off right now, right? Everybody wants the same holidays off, the same week off, the same vacation, travel time off. What is your standard practice? How do you deal with it? Is it seniority? Is it first come, first serve? If I put it in February, am I more likely to get it in December? Or do you not open up that window until a certain date for those certain holidays?
Great question. Shout out to David Pushkin on the A-Team Mr. T reference. Love that. But yeah, so for me, okay, so I'm putting my HR hat on. You got to establish if there's seniority or if it's first come first serve. What I like to do is when we have a large staff and everybody wants a certain holiday off, I always make sure that I announce it at least 3 or 4 months early, saying, "Hey, anybody who wants holidays off, put it in now for seniority purposes." Obviously, I want to make sure people get their first choice, but after this date, whoever has them in is locked in, and it doesn't matter about your seniority. You won't be able to override it. So you need to make sure that I want to respect your seniority, but for those that are senior, you got a plan. So I'm giving them advance notice and letting them know, because to me, it's one of those things where people have a right to plan. And I always tell people that are new to the company, like, hey, chances are you're probably going to end up working the holidays, the first year because you're new and people want it off. Now, I also go around and I'm proactive. I ask them, hey, who's got plans for the holidays and which holiday? You'd be surprised at how many people like, oh, I don't mind working Christmas and my family's not in town, or yeah, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I'm from Canada, so your Thanksgiving I don't care about. It's one of those things where when you find out there are people who are willing to work it, and they most of the time are willing to do it because they know their coworkers. It means a lot more to them. So it's one of those things where it's like, what a concept. Go talk to your staff and ask them
Hey,
what's going
don't
on.
recommend communication in business. What
I
nonsense
know, I
is
know. It's
that?
such a crazy, crazy idea, but I'm one of those people that I want to break that ceiling and I want to be a disruptor.
I really like that. I'm going to shock some people, but I like to assign colors at work. Like everybody gets their own color on the schedule and on our
Like
sales chart.
dark gray, light gray, black, white, darkest gray,
Oh, like, no,
ivory.
here are my highlighters. Pick your favorite color. That is now your color. Congratulations. And so it's the whole spectrum, but everybody gets to choose, right? I don't assign them. They pick when they get hired on what color they're going to be. And then when you're flipping through data, whatever, you can quickly find it. And so I'm teaching them how to sort data quickly. But also, I have a requested time off thing. And if they want time off, they can come up at any time and just kind of like highlight their color and let me know what dates they want. So when the schedule comes out, I can review it. But I do the same thing. I will bring them in and say, okay, hey, you both want this day off. Can you guys, talk with me how we're going to work this out? How can we make it happen? And they will usually split the day in half if they both need time off that day or whatever it is. They'll say, oh, I can go 2 days later. And I just think that communication and working as a team, it can be so simple. Now, if you're running a 10,000 person organization, we use ADP in some of the bigger organizations I've worked with, and they have that function within, and then you can review it and, cross-reference and do that. I think there's some great stuff you can do electronically, but I still think you should have the conversation, especially if you're going to have to deny it. Guys, don't just say no. Go have the conversation before you send the no. If I have to tell Felipe, I'm sorry, I need you to work Christmas Eve, it's just nobody else is here, I'm not going to deny his request. I'm going to go talk to him and say, Felipe, I'm going to have to deny your request. And here's the reason. And then I'm going to go hit that sorry email, because we've all applied for jobs too, right? Where you got the rejection email, didn't get the call. It's better if you get a call and then the follow-up email. And so just think through that. If you have to say no on something like this, think about how you would receive it and there might be a list of things in their column you don't know about. It could be grandma is not doing well this year. Could be first time mom is having Christmas without dad at the house. It could be a million different reasons, right? Like life happens to humans. Maybe it's the first Christmas you get to go home in 10 years and now you don't. You have to be mindful about what that no means for others. Doesn't mean you have to change the no if you have to have it happen. That's business and we all get it. But try to prepare for that, because that last minute conversation right off the cuff while you're stressed out from the holidays also probably isn't the smartest move.
And I gotta say, I love what Melissa Cohen said here, that she always would work the week between Christmas and New Year's so that her colleagues who celebrate Christmas could be off. But that brought up an interesting point, because that's another question I would ask the team. I would ask the team and say, hey, who wants the week before Christmas off and who wants the week after Christmas off? And a lot of times it would be splits. I'll tell you, I'm a week before Christmas. I want to enjoy the holiday before the holiday ends. I'm with Melissa Cohen. The week between Christmas and New Year's, it's quiet and I get so much done. Nobody's calling on me. No one's asking me to do anything. I'm just doing what I need to do, and it's wonderful. So there's, again, if you're leading a team and this is an issue, get ahead of it. What I want to really just end, because we are already at the end of our hour here. This went by really fast, you all. But here's the takeaway. If you all don't remember anything else that we shared today, because we shared a lot, and thank God for replay, because you can watch it in the replay, is plan ahead, okay? That's the biggest message, is plan. The holidays, we know, can be stressful. Now, I want you to be honest to yourself. Don't share it in the comments. You don't need to. But do you have someone in your family, or are you this person that during the holidays the closer they get, the more stressed they get, the more panic they get. And it's because they've left too much to the end. And all of a sudden they're stressing because they want everyone to help and people aren't helping and they're getting mad that people aren't helping. And all of a sudden it's gone from it's the holidays, it's fun to, oh crap, they're yelling and screaming about it stuff and it's the holidays and it's not fun. That's the person that needs to plan. So if that's you, I hope you take our advice because I'm telling you, that's been me sometimes where I wanted to do all this stuff and it didn't work out the way I wanted it and I got irritated with people and I shouldn't have. All right. And that's something that we don't, it's not fair to them. It's not their fault that your vision didn't come to play. But it's something that's important for you to remember those that it means a lot to. If it's okay with you, help them out. Say, hey, you always want to do decorating or you always want to do a special dinner or you always want to do this. Let's start talking about it now. Help them get ahead of the game. If you're a planner and they're not, maybe you can be the one that helps them. So with that being said, let us know what your favorite takeaway was from today. Let us know what you might start doing a little bit earlier because you got inspired. And I hope that you all found this valuable. I hope that you all take the moment to try to appreciate the holiday. And again, for those that have loved ones that are no longer with us, our hearts and thoughts are with you. Just try to remember some of the positive stories. Try to remember some of the funny things they did. If they're a silly person, remember the funny, silly stories that happened maybe during the holidays. My cousin who passed away, one of the favorite memories that she got a little bit too drunk and she tripped over someone's shoe and fell over and knocked over the Christmas tree. And in the middle of the whole party, and everybody was like, wait, this is the most put together person in the family, and she's the one that knocked over the Christmas tree. So it's those fun stories, bring them back, and try to remember those when you can, when you're ready. But with that being said, I hope everyone has a good kickoff to holiday season. I will update you all on what happens with me and Halloween because I'll probably post in, I don't know, I've always wanted to do a story of how it looks before and after, or like through the process of building the whole maze and everything. So maybe I'll do that. But Melissa,
I
this
also,
holiday,
hold on, I have a request. I need you to walk your block. I need you to get the video recorder out and just take us down the street. We don't have to go through every house, but just walk down the middle for a minute and show us this neighborhood that could be worth the whole trip, right? Like,
I'll do a before and after video. I'll walk the neighborhood really quickly, or like the street really quickly without any decorations, and I'll walk it the night of and show you the different transformation.
well, I don't know about the first one because of safety. I can Google Maps your house and stuff that way.
Oh, good point. All right.
But decorated, it would be much harder to do, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Okay, good. I'll do that. Hey, thank you for looking out for me, Houston. I appreciate you.
Also, I'm going to say, guys, one of my favorite core childhood memories was actually something that we did in the car. We had a place called Candy Cane Lane in Arizona. I'm sure it's still active, but it was a neighborhood that would put little candy canes out, the plastic ones, and light them up. But then they did their house kind of like Felipe's talking about for Halloween, they did for Christmas. And my mom would just pile us in the car. We'd grab a 89-cent hot cocoa from an AM PM. It's a gas station in Arizona. And we would just drive around. And that's something I did with my kids. And it didn't take a lot. And granted, gas was a little cheaper back then than it is today, but it's still a very low cost way to get people out, turn on the Christmas music, just drive around and see the lights that are there and like pull over for a second and just take in the work, right? Like, understand that people like Felipe are so inspired by these holidays that they put their passion on display for others to enjoy. And if we're not out there enjoying it, that sucks. I'm going to be honest. It just sucks for everybody because it's right there and it's free. Other people are paying that utility bill, guys. They get creative. You could ride the city bus if you're in a big city and do the same thing. Those window displays downtown are gorgeous. So just think about creative ways to spend the time. It doesn't have to cost a lot. Create memories. Don't just give gifts. It doesn't have to be a lot. If you buy me a hot cocoa, I'm just as grateful if we went to go see the lights, right? A little Rice Krispie treat, and we're having a beautiful day and we're under $5. So get creative and spend time with friends. That's what I want to say, Felipe. What was your question?
And memories don't degrade like tangible gifts, and they don't have wear and tear. So Those are the best things you can give somebody. Um, I honestly do. Oh, I was gonna say, what holiday are you actually? I should know the answer to this, but I don't. I mean, I want to assume it's Christmas, but is there a holiday that you get the most excited about more than others that really just kind of that you maybe do more for?
Oh, it's such a good question. I think Christmas does win just because I've had so many kids and like I put so much time in the crafting and whatever. But I really think Thanksgiving is my most sentimental holiday
Okay, all
because
right.
I was the eldest kid. I got to go to grandma's and break up 30 loaves of bread by hand so we could make homemade stuffing and let it dry overnight before we used it the next day. And so I think for me, it was just one on one time with grandma, which is really unique in a family that big. Um, and she taught me to cook her dinners from scratch. And so those are the meals that I make at Thanksgiving and Christmas.
You know what I love about Thanksgiving, and I honestly should have given this more credit before I say it now because I feel like I'm just now appreciating Thanksgiving for for the obvious meaning that it is that I am so glad that Thanksgiving has not gotten so commercialized that we have to give gifts. It's the one holiday where we really don't give gifts. And I love that it's about food and getting people together around the table and just being with those that you love and building memories and relationships. Like it's actually an important concept if you think about it to having our core values maintained, because everything else you think about Christmas like, oh, what did you get, or Halloween, how much candy did you get, or Thanksgiving, how drunk did, or I mean New Year's, how drunk did you get, so um,
I also have to say, I think that the third holiday that we don't give enough credit to is Super Bowl Sunday, which is almost like Thanksgiving in the sense that we're just sitting there and we're eating and we're gathering and we're super happy to be there, but we yell at each other because we're on opposite teams. By default, we're not all going to be on the same team usually. Um, but I
Yeah,
think
no. Super Bowl
the
Sunday is not a
gathering,
Super Bowl Sunday is not a holiday until they give us Monday after Super Bowl Sunday off. Until that's a holiday, it's not a
bro,
holiday, Dan.
use your PTO effectively, did it? You guys
No,
don't
I
blame
get it.
your
I do.
employers when they don't give you
No,
time off if you don't request it.
I'm not going to call it a holiday until the world calls it a holiday. It should be a holiday. I agree with you, but they've
Hey, my
had
birthday's
discussion.
not a holiday, but it is definitely a holiday in my house, and I get PTO on that day. But listen,
There's
guys,
been there's been real discussions about making the Monday after Super Bowl Sunday a day off for people at work. They
I
have
do
actually
too.
talked about that.
Yeah, I think it would be cool, especially if you're in the NFL industry. That would be really smart. Food vendors too probably need the day off after. But guys, I think the gathering, right? Remember why you're together. I know we're all marketers. We're all in business. We all understand what we're seeing by all those wonderful commercials that are on the television and those Hallmark specials that make us feel like we need to have a specific house and sweater and car and, a serving platter or whatever. That's not true. I just said my favorite core memories are red and green construction paper cut into circle strips, right? And just stapled together. It was terrible. If you use the glue, it was even worse and messy and you got splotches everywhere. And it was still something my mom kept in the Christmas decorations for decades. So just do the memory thing. What do you want to remember? I think it would be so cool just to like go around and give out Christmas. Like just find people locally and give out candy canes with a bunch of friends or do the caroling, right? Nobody does it anymore because nobody's doing it. So do it. But I think there's so many things to do. Another thing I want to end on here, Felipe, is my plan this year for the holidays, I think, is to go find a place where we can give back. I'm not sure what my work schedule looks like because I am in a retail environment. So it is our crazy season again. But I think taking a moment, whether it's an hour to go help with donations at a food bank, giving out, stuff that's warm to people who are unhoused, whatever it is, like just taking a moment to really reflect on how grateful we should be if we're not feeling it and give to others so we can fill our cup in maybe a different way and then also fill other people's cups. A lot of the time we don't feel good about what we're not getting from people, but we forget to give. If not everybody can pour, right? And so just remember that this season, if you can pour a little bit, do it. If you can donate, do it. If you can, even just adopt a family locally at the church or something, see if you can. There's a lot of people who will be in need this year. And I think that's going to be my focus is how can I help the most?
I love that. I think that's what it's for me. I'm grateful for some of the companies I've worked for because they did a lot of giving back and community service where they would reach out and help out with everything from a clean park cleanup to feeding the homeless or unhoused. And so those are things that when you experience it, you get that drive to want to do more. And so I always encourage people when you go and volunteer, take someone with you. Take someone who's never volunteered with you. Open their eyes up to the power of making that difference because it's like giving them a gift and opening their eyes at the same time. It really is. Um, I know we talk a lot about workplace and careers and moving up and getting that job and getting that promotion and running that business. But the holidays remind us that we're human. There are others that don't have what we have, and everyone stumbles and falls sometimes, but we all deserve a little help too. And so help that person up that maybe deserves it and needs it, because we got to be grateful for what we have. So, with that being said, Houston, what do you have coming up in the next couple of weeks? Any last thoughts? And then put your YouTube back up here as we wrap up the show for today.
Like I said, I'm in turtle mode. I'm doing some work. I got a new journal started. It's gonna
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Sorry.
I know, right? So excited. We are watching Hocus Pocus today. If I had to have a favorite holiday,
one or two?
Well, of course you start with one.
Okay, we just watched two last night, so it's funny you say
I love
that.
it. Also, the only inflatable holiday anything that I have is the Sanderson sisters setup. So I just have to say out loud.
Whoa. Here, first of all, I'm anti-inflatables, first of all, but what? You have inflatable Sanderson sisters?
Well, of course.
Wait, I need to see a picture of that stuff.
They're in the box right now, but I can send it. Yes, because we got them.
Oh my! Inflatable Sanderson sisters?
Yes.
That's insane. Yeah. Okay,
I also have a hoodie that said Sanderson sisters, and I feel like I'm the fourth Sanderson sister. I think that's actually what the hoodie says. But truthfully, it's one of my favorite.
You keep on saying you want bubbles and be a good witch, but you keep on picking up bad witches. You gotta tell you.
Are they really that bad? Did you actually watch the movie?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, so we eat children's souls. I'm not into children. I'm the vegetarian version, I guess. But listen.
What part of eating children is a good witch?
But hey, Melissa, explain to him. They're not all of them eat children. Listen, not all witches are bad. Stop judging.
All right, I'm going to mute, but before I mute, Kenneth, it is not Superman Sunday. It's Super Bowl Sunday, Kenny.
He hates football.
I know, you wrote Superman Sunday. If there was a Marvel Super Bowl game, that would be very interesting.
Ooh, Jay asked the question I have to answer. Bette Midler is my favorite all-time human. As far as the Hocus Pocus, she's just it for me. But also, I have been a huge fan of her since Beaches, and so I feel like it's a skewed thing. And then, of course, First Wives Club, I have to bring that up just because we also lost Diane Keaton this week, and that was kind of sad for me, I gotta say. Loved her to pieces. She was one of those strong women that I looked up to a lot, and so watch that too. I might watch that today.
Diane Keaton's awesome. We actually watched the Diane Keaton movie recently. My wife wanted to. But as far as my favorite Hocus Pocus, I'll give you credit. Bette Midler's a great actress. Don't get me wrong. I won't take anything away from her. But Daryl Hannah is just funny as crap as the blonde witch. I love her. She is somebody who if you ever seen Mermaid, Daryl Hannah.
Daryl Hannah is not in Hocus Pocus, bro.
That's not her?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Sex in the City. Let's go. Think about what you're...
That's Sarah Jessica Parker?
Yes, sir.
Oh, crap.
Are
you sure?
My heart... Am I sure? They're inflatable in my house, bro. I have the hoodie.
I'm so disappointed that's not Daryl Hannah. I thought that was Daryl Hannah this whole time.
She was a little older than that, I think, then.
I know. I thought it was just movie magic makeup shit. Sorry. All right. So
guys, are you as shocked as I am? Like,
I'm devastated.
Semi-curly hair, like the blonde thing. I don't even see similarities, really.
I'm not bit. Well, she had makeup. It looks like a witch. Okay, it wasn't like they were like,
But she looked like she had just changed out her New York thing and went on a vacation in Vermont.
I'm not a Sex in the City person. I never watched it. regardless of the fact that my children are named Miranda and Brady. I know the correlation. I've heard it before, but
I think
the
you'd like
fact.
her. I
No,
feel a
no, I'm
little
not
bit
big.
like her
I'm
sometimes.
not a big Sarah Jessica Parker, and this girl has bright blonde hair like Daryl Hannah, not like Sarah Jessica.
Um, I don't know, guys. I need you to vote him off the island or something. I can't right now. I don't know what to
Well,
say.
Adrian agrees with you about Bette Midler, so I'm still
You
okay.
should
I was
Google
wrong.
it. You should
I was
Google this.
wrong. I was wrong. I get it. I'm
I
not
feel like you should
disagreeing
watch
with
the
you.
movie number one again
No,
and
I mean I see it now that I think about it. It does look like Sarah Jessica Parker. I get it. I just it makes a lot more sense in her personality. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
okay. Well, that's. I mean,
It's like when you've always thought that the lyrics of a song were certain words all your life, and then all of a sudden someone corrects you, like, "Oh, that's what it was." I've been saying the wrong thing. Like, I think Phoebe said that Elton John songs like "Hold Me Close," young Tony Danza, and it's actually
like a tiny dancer.
Tiny Dancer. Yeah.
I mean, no, it happens, and it's cool. But I was just shocked. I was like, "Wait, am I misremembering something? When was Daryl in that?" Like, I remember her in a bathtub in a fake tail, and she was about the same age as that person in Hocus Pocus then, I think. And
Which
so
was a great movie with Tom Hanks. If you haven't seen Mermaid, check it out.
I don't know. I feel like it was good, and then I watched it when I was a little older, and I was like, "Oh, I don't like any of this. This feels very greasy." I don't know why. I don't know if it was just like he was trying to control her life, and if she wanted to run away, she could. She's a mermaid, but I don't know. I don't
Oh
remember.
my God. She was a mermaid who didn't know anything about human life. He was looking out for her. He wasn't taking advantage of her. And he fell in love with her. Gosh, you make it
Oh, so
seem
that
all
makes it all better
cringy.
because he loves her. He gets to control her actions on land. That's fun.
He wasn't controlling her actions. He was
I'm just kidding.
protecting
I'm
her
just
because
kidding.
she
I don't
just,
remember the movie. I'm just giving you grief now.
oh
I just
my
want to fire you up.
gosh.
Do you hear?
She just made Tom Hanks cringy. Who of all actors, Tom Hanks is not cringy. Come
Okay,
on
but
now.
seriously, I gotta say, Tom Hanks is one of my favorite actors. Also, um, Big was one of my favorites of his, but The Money Pit is every time I think Tom Hanks, that's the first
Oh,
thing I
great
think.
movie. Great movie.
And then I tie it right to when he's alone with Wilson. My brain says, hey, he got evicted from that really crappy house because he finally went bankrupt trying to fix it. And then they dropped him off on an island and now he's crying into a volleyball's hands. And it's all the same storyline to me.
How did it go from the stranded on the island to space?
I didn't say he became an astronaut after, but that's one of my favorite movies of his of all time. That's Apollo 13, guys, if you're not following along. I would love to do like a media blitz movie. Like you can only comment if you can reference a movie quote to get further. We got to have some fun trivia or something soon.
Oh, Adrian's quoting Down and Out in Beverly Hills. That's one of my favorite movies with Eddie Murphy. And then Ruthless People. So Bette Miller movies.
What
Bette Mil-
about holiday movies, guys? What are the holiday movies that absolutely must play? Because I'll tell you, the Harry Potter thing, it starts Thanksgiving morning. We turn
Harry
it
Potter's
on.
on all year round. What are you talking about?
No, no, no. For us specifically, though, like we do a stream all Thanksgiving Day. Like I love
I
the
know,
parade.
I know, I know.
To you. Anyway, but I also love Elf. I love Home Alone. Hocus Pocus is a holiday movie, but what about for you guys? I loved the black and white ones growing up. My kids weren't into them quite as much, but Miracle on 34th Street is the original, is still one of my favorites of all time.
Well, I will say that I definitely love Holiday Inn and that's a black and white movie. I've always been a big fan of that one. That's one of my favorite ones that I watch with my friend every year. But after that, I just love. I don't know. I don't think I have just one favorite anymore. It might be a Charlie Brown one. It might be a White Christmas. It might be um, Home Alone. There's one I'm trying to remember that I liked recently that they made, and I can't remember what it was. It was a
Oh,
funny one,
you
but
loved it. Was it the Christmas Story trilogy? Like, was that the one you liked?
no, no, no. It was. Oh wait, they did it. Yeah, they did a new one it wasn't Christmas Story, but it was a trilogy with the Santa Claus. No, not Santa Claus. Shoot, who was it? I'm trying to remember. They did kind of like a semi-action version Santa one. It was a good new updated version and a new storyline that was good. And I can't remember it right now.
Um, I don't know.
I can't remember. It came out.
Was
It's
it
come out
Silent Night? Was it the horror movie?
no. Oh my gosh.
That's a really good
No.
one for Halloween, guys. I mean, it's a Christmas movie, but you could really kick off the holidays with that one during Halloween and just let it be the horror feature. Um, Gosh, I don't know. Polar Express was one of the big ones for my son. He's 25 now, but we actually had a theater to ourselves for him to watch it the first time, and it was super cool.
I love that. That actually that Polar Express was really well done. I
That's
gotta give
another
that
Tom
credit.
Hanks thing. Tom Hanks is
Yes,
everywhere.
he is.
Toy
He
Story
is.
too. Like, I just want his agent. Tell that dude to call me.
I think his talent has a little bit to do with it, but okay. Um,
Hey, I can muster some. I'm sure he'll help figure it out. It'll be fine. White
yeah,
Christmas, Adrian said. That's a great one.
I need to look at this now and find this real quick because I need to know. But It's a Beautiful Life, White Christmas, yeah, Grinch, Charlie Brown, yeah, they're all good ones.
I
Oh, she never
like,
cared. Adrian never cared for Home Alone. I didn't care for the last two. The first one, like, was a classic. I feel like.
I have the record, the album of Home Alone because I love the music so much. Um, but I get it. Home Alone 2, I was freaked out, but that's just because kid was lost in New York. Everybody ran into, freaked me out, still creeps me out. I'll just leave it at that. But 3, I don't know. I don't remember 3 much. I know it's out there. Is there anything that's like non-holiday, but you still watch it? Like the Thanksgiving parade is a big thing. Football is a holiday tradition and on Thanksgiving, right? I know a lot of people love to just tune into sports all day. And we usually have 2 televisions going or like a laptop plus. That way we can see both. Um, do you double
Oh,
TV ever?
no, that's too distracting. I'm not. I just that's too much ADD for me. But It's called the Christmas Chronicles. So it has Kurt
Oh,
Russell and Goldie
wait, Goldie
Hawn
Hawn. I love her too.
as it's just a great, fun new Christmas movie when you've seen all of them over and over again. So, and Halloween movies, Halloween, the original Halloween with Michael Myers is a classic that, just the music scares me. I mean, it's just, um,
Do you Nightmare
uh,
Before Christmas? Because we've done a Nightmare Before Christmas streak
yeah,
too.
I've tried that. It was just a little bit too dark. Um, But speaking of celebrating your way, I have an employee who literally has a tree for every holiday of the year. So they have a St. Patrick's Day tree, a Labor Day tree, a Fourth of July tree. They have a Valentine's tree. They have every tree for every holiday throughout their house.
If I did that, I'd want to be super weird and have like a star tree for 4th of July.
Oh, she has hers is like, red, white, and blue and different.
No, I mean, I'd
Uh,
want the tree to look like a star. I'd want this shrub or bush to
oh,
be a star
oh,
shape. It would have to be a unique tree.
just high maintenance. Go
It
figure.
is. I don't know. I think I think it's cool though. I love it when people do things. Guys, I love this Christmas story is so funny. It really is.
Well, I
I
mean,
love that
okay,
series.
one memory from Christmas Story that sticks out every time you think about it. What's your one memory from that movie? 'Cause I have mine.
Um First thing when I see Christmas story is the dogs coming into the table and then immediately it's oh fudge
Oh, really? Okay,
outside of
so
the car.
for me, it's always the tongue on the frozen pole. I
I
always
could
go
see
to
you
that.
doing that. Did you ever try to
Oh,
do that?
no, I was smart enough not to, but it was funny to watch other people want to do it though.
No, you know what? That
National,
was a great one, though. I really loved it. Also, that soap scene gave me flashbacks to my childhood when I said
yeah,
my first bad word. I'm not gonna lie,
yeah,
it was bad.
and the leg lamp is classic. Whenever I see a leg lamp anywhere, I'm like, that's just I gotta stop and just respect it.
Do you have one? I have a mini one
Oh
for the
no
tree. I
no
bought a
no
Christmas
no.
decoration just to have
Oh,
one.
that would be fun. And Adrian, you're just on a roll today. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Chevy
Oh, that's
Chase.
so
That is
good. It's
classic.
also so bad, right? Like I watch it, I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
why do I
Oh,
do this to
absolutely.
myself every
But
time I watch it? And then
but it's still great. It's funny.
it's
Um,
so bad.
and I see. I live right next to Chevy Chase, Maryland, and I used to think that Chevy Chase grew up there. I don't know why as a little kid. I used to think like oh, Chevy Chase was on all these movies. Like I live in Chevy Chase next to Chevy Chase, Maryland. This is so cool.
Well, I don't. Where's the correlation? Is it named after him?
No, no, it's just a name. It's just this,
That's
called
weird.
Chevy Chase. Yeah, I'm sure there's a history behind it. Maybe there was another Chevy Chase, but all right. Listen, it is
Time to go.
half hour until kickoff, so I'm gonna get ready for some football and some lunch, and I'm gonna hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, whether it's cold and chilly or warm and cozy. But we will be back in 2 weeks, Melissa, and we always welcome topics you want us to cover. We have our list, but we're always willing to make sure that we stay relevant to what you need. So if you have any topics you'd like us to cover, please let us know. And I gotta say thank you to all of you all for joining us in the chat. It really has been wonderful seeing all of you here on the Sunday. Houston, as always, it's a pleasure to hang out with you, my friend. What do you have coming up, and any last thoughts?
I got some stuff coming. I have a memorial for my kiddo who passed, unfortunately, due to a motorcycle accident this month. And so that's coming next week. I'm still kind of turtling because of that. I'm going to play with my plants today. I think I'm up to like 400 plants from my one plant that I'm babysitting for my friend. You'd want to talk about being a growth coach. It's just magic over here. And then I'm going to take my kiddo to the mall and we're going to go walk around and I'm going to meet with a prospective client. And then I am going to go grocery shopping like a grown up. And then we're coming back to watch Hocus Pocus. Maybe 1 and 2, but definitely 1. So that's me. I'm taking a chill pill.
Very cool.
I'm working on the slow things.
Well, I'm going to be relaxing after we end up here, and I'm going to hang out with the family, watch some football, and then get ready for work tomorrow. And other than that, I will have Social Saturday Chat that is on Saturday at 12 noon every Saturday. And then on a week from Monday, I'll be posting this one early. We actually have a special guest that is going to be talking about a topic that she has done a lot of research and study on, about what happens when your personal life bleeds into your work life or your work life bleeds into your personal life, and how do you manage that? Because it happens to all of us sometimes, and when it does, it can be a little bit hectic. So how can you really work to make sure that you can balance it in a way that gets you through that period to get to the other side? If that resonates with you, join us a week from Monday for the Workplace Wellness Hour with Sumana Jetty and Ashley Fluellen, and it will be at 8 p.m. Eastern on Monday, let's see what date that is. I'll tell you right now. That would be Monday, the November 2nd. I'm sorry, November 3rd. So we will, no, I'm sorry, I lied. It will be Monday, October 27th. So feel free to join us then. And as always, please, if you don't mind, give me a subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can check out some of the wonderful podcasts I do with Melissa Houston, as well as some of the other shows I do. With that being said, I'm going to wish everyone a great Sunday, great rest of your week. Hope you all take care of yourselves. Hope you found some value in today's message. And what are you going to do today to prepare for the holidays? Just one small thing. Maybe make a list. Maybe pull out some decorations. Maybe buy some presents early. Maybe come up with some recipes. Whatever you need to do to relieve a little bit of that stress so that it's a little bit more enjoyable. With that being said, Houston, hope you have a great rest of your day and hope you enjoy shopping and going out and watching Hocus Pocus.
Thank you. You guys have a great weekend and we'll see you next time.
Adios, everyone.
In the morning light, I'm chasing dreams, navigating through the office streams. Deadlines looming, emails piling high, wondering if I'm reaching for the sky or just passing by. The world outside, it's a swirling storm, chaos in the streets, a daily norm. But inside my mind, I'm seeking peace, a way to balance, a moment to seize. Careers, chaos, and coaching too. Finding the path, what else can we do? Observing closely, learning as we go. Making decisions, let our wisdom show. Through the storms and the calm, we'll find our way. With every challenge, we'll learn to say, we've got the strength, we've got the grace to face the world and find our place. Upon meetings, voices in my head, strategies and plans, where do they lead instead? I take a breath, step back to see the bigger picture, what's meant to be. Coaching sessions, a guiding light, helping me focus, setting things right. With every word, a new perspective gained. In the game of life, it's not about the pain. Careers, chaos, and coaching too. Finding the path, what else can we do? Observing closely, learning as we go. Making decisions, let our wisdom show. Through the storms and the calm, we'll find our way. With every challenge, we'll learn to say, we've got the strength, we've got the grace to face the world and find our place. Quiet moments, I find my voice. In the chaos, I make my choice to lead with kindness, to act with care, to be the change, to show I'm aware. Careers, chaos, and coaching too. Finding the path, what else can we do? Observing closely, learning as we go. Making decisions, let our wisdom show. Through the storms and the calm, we'll find our way. With every challenge, we'll learn to say, we've got the strength, we've got the grace to face the world and find our place.